Loading preview. We are live. And
we are live.
1, 2, 3. Welcome. It's We're Not Wrestlers, baby.
It's We're Not Wrestlers. It is Monday, and it is the day after a very large pay-per-view. Very large AEW pay-per-view. And we have very special guests. We got one half of Caven with us on the show today. We got Adam McGrath. We got Steve Brodsky. How you doing, fellas?
Great.
Doing good. Good to be here again.
Thank you so much for coming back.
Yeah.
Steve, I gave Adam an earful last time. I don't know if he told you about it. I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm like a cave-in guy.
Nice.
Like that's how I describe myself, you know, like a job interview or something. I'd be like, well, you know, I'm a hard worker. I'm a cave-in guy.
How many gigs has that gotten you?
This show, kind of. So far. This particular episode of this show is what it's got. So thanks, man.
That's cool, man. It's good to be here. Adam said great things about doing this show with you guys, so I'm stoked.
It's a really good show. So
we're a very good show.
This is in particular going to be a great one because we're reviewing another great show.
Another great show, which is AEW Revolution. It was probably the most anticipated of the AEW pay-per-views, I would say, based on what this card is.
Dude, I mean, they did such an unbelievable job building this thing the past couple months.
It was nuts. Which is why I thought it would be really fun to have Steve join us, who has maybe only watched like snippets of AEW, but I think Steve's perspective, just cold watching the show, I think is going to be really interesting. Steve, do you want to talk a little bit about just your history with wrestling at all? Like, do you have any?
Sure. I mean, I would credit like 80% of my stage banner to, pro wrestling, and that's sort of my education for the microphone.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved it as a kid, you know. I got a younger brother who's he's 6 years younger, and so we would watch pro wrestling together, and we just get so fired up and beat the shit out of each other, and someone would get hurt, and then neither of us would be allowed to watch pro wrestling for like a couple days.
You just described my exact childhood. That's from getting a sky high from my brother. This one is from a moonsault on a Hulk Hogan pillow buddy. He went over. He always goes over. But yeah, sorry to interrupt you. But yeah, I get it.
Yeah, that's great. But this is the first full AEW event that I've watched. Adam and I have watched little snippets of things together. He's given me highlights of stuff. Adam, what's that like brutal slugfest match that we watched? Where it was like very sort of old school, not a lot of high flying, but just brawling.
That was NXT Walter and Dragunov.
Oh my God!
Oh, okay.
Brutal. Yeah, that's a brutal match.
That match was insane. The audience-less match, or the one where he won the belt.
I like both of them.
Dude,
I mean, as far as NXT matches go, that was like top tier.
I think that. Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say. I think that was the best match that happened with no people.
Yes, I agree with
Walter
that.
Dragunov. Insane. So violent.
Yeah, it is very violent. Yes. No gimmicks either. It's just wrestling.
Much like something we saw tonight or last night on Revolution, aside from the beautiful gimmick ending. But we'll get there. You guys want to go through the card, or you want to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, so Steve, was this regardless of this being the first AEW show, was this just the first like wrestling show you've watched since you were a kid? Like full card?
No, I've watched other wrestling events. Nothing that really stands out to me at the moment. Like nothing I can really recall in detail.
We went to ECW shows together in college, so I know.
Yeah, that was super fun. So like seeing Sandman, Sabu,
New Jack.
Yeah, dude, all these like old school ECW wrestlers before it got swallowed up by WWE was so fun. I mean, what was it, like $5 to go to like the Waltham Electrical Workers Union Hall that held like 800 people or something? Or
you get a free reel of copper at every show. It's valuable now. You hope you hold on to them.
For sure. It'll cover your gas.
Super
from
fun.
That sweater.
That was like late 90s.
Yep.
Yeah. And Adam, you dug up some footage of an event that you were at with like I think Jake Bannon was there, Kurt was there, Aaron
Turner, there, a bunch of people were there. I found that on the Peacock. I found that on Peacock, the network, recently. I couldn't believe I found it, man. But
I'm so glad you're on Peacock, Adam. I really like.
I know. So I found the Sandman's coming out through the crowd. It's him. I forget who he's fighting, but it's all of us just underneath him. We're all just kids too. I mean, it's funny what children we are. But Aaron Turner's there, Kurt Ballou, Jake Bannon, Matt Pike, our booking agent. Grail was there. I mean, it's wild.
Yeah, you sent me the footage, and I was like, they are babies.
Yeah.
All babies.
And also, I look back on that. At the time, it's all legendary stuff now, and you don't even realize what you're seeing, what was happening. It was so crazy.
You never do. I was at the SummerSlam when Brock Lesnar like legally killed John Cena, like, committed crimes against him. And as I was watching that, I was like, "This was pretty sick." And then it like started this whole like decade of Brock Lesnardom.
Yeah,
that's crazy. That's a real thing. I also saw the first time The Rock ever said "Poontang Pie" in Connecticut. So,
oh my god, a landmark.
So I got that going for me.
Let's dive into this card.
The pre-show. Which you fellas did not see, started with legit Layla Hirsch, who is just the smallest person you've ever seen in your life.
Looks like a tough thumb.
Just
awesome.
She's awesome.
She's terrifying.
She's so small, but like bafflingly small. But she also looks like she could kill you.
She's stout, dude.
It's like Danny DeVito Penguin kind of, and like you're small, but you could kill me
for sure.
Versus
Chris Statlander. This was just like,
I don't even know who won this, so let me know.
It was Layla Hirsch won.
Oh wow!
Which was surprising, but
shocking.
It was like a little clunky, a little sloppy, but it was produced well, if that makes sense. Like the ideas were there, but just some things weren't adding up. It had to have been a Dean Malenko produced match because it was like there was some cool shit. Next was Hook versus QT Marshall.
Oh, I know who won that one.
Oh, of course.
Oh my god,
the big blow off.
Hook. Speaking of ECW, is I don't know if Taz was at the show that y'all went to, but
I saw
Taz's son is a beautiful like mashup of like a Jonas brother and a guy who sells knives.
He's the Tom Holland of wrestling.
Yeah, he looks like Tom Holland Spider-Man, but if like Tom Holland Spider-Man sold Adderall, it fucking rocks.
Everybody's creaming for Hook.
I can't believe how over he is. I can't believe.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's just a magical thing that they have to just run with.
Yeah, he beat QT Mark.
He killed
him. I don't even need to know who.
You don't even need to know.
Yeah.
Next up was maybe the best like pre-show match of all time in House of Black. Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews versus
Buddy Matthews,
Penta Obscura, Pac, and Mr. Eric Redbeard.
I wish I saw that match.
Yeah, it's on YouTube, so I feel like you could watch it.
I'll go after we're done here. I'm gonna go watch it.
You got to do, yeah. we gotta watch it on YouTube if y'all missed it, because those are our boys.
It's really
Colin
good.
Singer's in that match.
It's true.
Yeah,
I think those
It
guys
rocked.
well. I'm really psyched for those guys.
Yeah, and this was their first match as like a 3-person unit. So, and it was like they had to win because it's a makeshift team versus a real team. What are you gonna do?
and then they had to win. I want to point out that like Malachi Black stuff, like he has a new entrance song. Like he is the heavy music scene representative of wrestling. So he comes out to an Amon-Ra song, and then when it's him and Brody King tagging, he comes out to Colin's song that I played guitar on, and then when it's all three of them, they came out to like this. The new Amon-Ra and Neurosis super group called Absent in Body, I think it's called, which is nuts. It's like
it was awesome. It was really
it's
good.
Amon-Ra and Scott Kelly. It's bananas.
That's cool.
I got to check that out.
Is that the lineup?
That's the lineup.
That's pretty cool.
It's Scott Kelly and Colin, not you, just doing a really bananas atmospheric heavy track, and like them entering to the song was the debut of the song. So this
cool.
is their like the first thing the world hears from this supergroup is these three dudes walking out wearing Ashley Rose Couture ass robes. Fucking
Awesome.
ruled.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny that like we're all musicians in some way? I suppose. I suppose you could say that. I feel like Neurosis is the band that makes
Everybody.
guys like us just go like,
They've been the best for so long. And
they
kind of show us all how to do it, and even down to even how to act and treat people and how to run your ship and run your band. And always was very kind to us when we met them. But I mean, one of the best bands I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, the gold standard.
Yeah.
Every other day I hang out with Steve, he's wearing a Neurosis shirt. So
see, I didn't even know that, but like I did, All right.
Yeah, I was just talking the other day about Caven's experience touring with Neurosis in 1999, and we had barely just gotten our driver's licenses, and here we are hanging out with these like West Coast seasoned punk hardcore vets, and we were just like trembling in our shoes the whole time. Like, what do we say? What do we do? How do we act? But they were so gracious and cool, and like Adam said, we just learned a ton just watching those guys and being around that vibe for a week. Cool.
Yeah, man. And Colin, you nailed it. Literally everybody like is intimidated and respects Neurosis. Like Fall Out Boy started as a Neurosis cover band. Not kidding. Everybody loves Neurosis. If you talk, Rihanna loves Neurosis. Everybody,
I guarantee it, dude.
I guarantee it.
Yeah,
it's like Neurosis and Bolt Thrower are like the two consistent musical acts. Where just like, what are you gonna do? They just keep getting. They're just always sick. All right.
Yeah.
Neurosis aside, the actual show started now. Opener was Chris Jericho and Eddie Kingston. I'm sorry that you guys missed this one.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't figure out my password to my Bleacher Report profile, and it took me 45 minutes to get logged onto the. I had money in hand. I just wanted to watch the pay-per-view, but you need to make a profile.
You do.
Yeah.
You gotta fucking submit an email account, a fucking address to make an email address nowadays.
It's just
it is bananas. I had trouble as well. But I don't know. I think that I noticed that Bleacher Report was all different, and they got the app now. Maybe don't launch all the new business for Bleacher Report on like the day of a big event.
For sure.
People are gonna have trouble.
And
Well,
AEW pay-per-views have been in different places. They really have.
That's true.
You know, like it's been on Fight TV and different things. So it's like, where the hell is this thing? Where am I finding it right now?
I'm just going to counterpoint you real quick.
Do it.
I had a tremendous experience with this app. I was sitting there going, I'm loving this app. I got it. So sorry that you felt that way. But for me, I was like, this app.
Now that we got now that the bugs are worked out, I'm excited about it.
Crystal
Fellas,
clear.
you should if you have any intrigue, I would go back and watch Chris Jericho and Eddie Kingston, because Eddie Kingston is something else. He looks like a train conductor for bumblebees, but he's unbelievable. His charisma is unmatched, I would say.
He is the modern Dusty Rhodes is like the only way I can think to describe him. Just in terms of like, the guy could slap the Pope in the face, and it's like, to me, I'm like, okay, sick. But like the average person would be like, oh my God. And he would talk his way out of it, and it would be cool. It'd be like, you know what, fuck the Pope. All right. That was cool. So love me some Eddie. I'm glad he won the big one here. Definitely worth the watch.
I love his
highlights. He's doing his crazy chops and all. You know, I have to check it out. But the highlights I saw were great, and I'm happy that Jericho put him over as well.
Say what you will about Jericho, man, but he just keeps doing that.
He puts over a lot of put over Orange Cassidy like 4 times.
He would not stop putting over Orange Cassidy.
Yeah,
he refused.
And I think there's something very giving about that. Jericho's certainly not in his prime anymore, but it is what it is.
He might be back in it now. To be honest, he lost like
good.
20 pounds or something. He's looking unbelievable.
Looks pretty
good. He was shredded. I love Eddie Kingston's new finisher where he like makes people do the sprinkler. This is great.
Do the twist. Do the mashed potato. And like I say, I like to say on here, January 6th aside, Jericho seems like a pretty cool guy. All right. Next up was the AEW Tag Championship. Jurassic Express versus Red Dragon versus the Young Bucks. Come on.
The Young Bucks, they look like Steven Seagal right now.
They look sick.
Oh my God.
They look in the mirror when they get up and they go, what can I do to just fuck this up? And it like work. For me, it's working.
Yeah.
They're good heels, man. They for sure.
Yeah,
out of this
good
world,
heels.
Man.
This match was great. I had a lovely time. Just AEW tag, their tag team stuff, unrivaled. It's the best. Like tag team wrestling, I think is the most fun wrestling to watch, and they're the best at it.
It's the best tag division of all time ever anywhere.
It's certainly taken seriously much more in AEW than it is in WWE. There's no doubt about that.
It's prestigious. I would want to be in the tag division. Like if I was a current wrestler there, I'd be fighting to be in there.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah. Well, I was going to say, like, it is taken seriously, even though the champions are a little Tarzan and a dinosaur.
But that's like the biggest blemish in the division's history, and it's not a blemish,
No, they're awesome.
But the issue was that like the cage match with the Lucha Brothers and Young Bucks was like the coronation of the Lucha Brothers, and it was like we're in for a historic, amazing, mind-blowing reign, and then it was just kind of over, and then that horrible fucking injury to Phoenix happened.
That was rough to watch.
Yeah.
That was the day where my wife was like, all right, fine, I'll watch this with you.
And then she saw an arm.
She's like, I'm not fucking, what are you doing? Why am I, you watch this for fun? And I was like, I swear to God, this doesn't happen.
But it rocked. Jurassic Express retained. You'll love to see it.
With that, the coolest finisher of all time.
The coolest finisher I've ever seen in my entire life.
I feel angry that I missed these first.
You've seen that move they do though, Adam, right?
Oh yeah, yes, I have.
The backdrop, flippy dippy powerbomb thingy.
Thing's awesome.
Gorgeous. All right, now we got some talking points because this is where the Bleacher Report said, "All right, fine,
you're in,
you're in."
Yeah, Steve.
You two gentlemen, you're in.
Steve, initial thoughts. This match, this ladder match.
Oh, the ladder match. Well, let's see. We were texting about it. I really like your comment about whoever gets the ring. I want to hear a Sonic the Hedgehog sound somewhere.
Yep. Gotta get it.
It's such a silly looking ring. It's crazy.
Like
it's funny. Like I try to because I remember when Scorpio Sky won it not too long ago, and I was trying to I'm trying to understand the prestige of the ring.
It's an ironic bit that because there was a Vince McMahon promo where he was like, nobody wants to grab the brass ring.
Ah, got you.
So it's a play on that. And
I got
you. The literal brass ring again. Like the first time it was like, whoa, this is silly, and then they're like, it's back.
We're gonna keep doing it.
It's cool. I mean, it's funnier. I would like to see the guy carrying it around for a couple.
Yeah, I agree. Like, do something with it. Like, make something of it. Like,
make it really tiny.
I want to care about that object.
That would be hilarious if it was an actual ring hanging from there. And just like, that would be good.
But yes, and it like, who were your? Did you have favorites in this? Who caught your eye in the ladder match?
Let's see. I mean, I guess because I've seen Orange Cassidy wrestle, that was probably the big thing for me. Just seeing him at Eat It Fest, the year that Colton played, was that 2019?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he's got it, man.
Yeah,
there's a mainstream appeal.
I don't know. He's like, it's like the maybe because I'm 43 and I was like part of the Gen X generation or something, and he's like he's got that Gen X like slacker thing, just like whatever.
Yeah,
fuck on like snap of a fingers.
Oh no, we lost Adam.
No,
classic Adam.
Classic Adam dropping out of the episode.
Oh man,
we'll get him back.
He'll be back. Orange Cassidy has this like mainstream appeal to him that it makes me think he's gonna like marry like Pamela Anderson or something. Like somebody at the right place at the right time is gonna be like, this Orange guy is pretty sexy, and it's like Angelina Jolie or something. he's the Pete Davidson of wrestling. He's just gonna end up doing something insane.
Maybe, man, but I think that. I think he's he's like the special thing that AEW have that I think can just hook new people because of that. Because his entire existence is almost like to be for people who are indifferent about watching wrestling, here's a wrestler that's indifferent about being a wrestler.
It's true.
Like if you watch him, it's the perfect gateway. And I also, his spots were nuts last night. Hey! Welcome back to the room.
Sorry.
The Gen X comment is funny because the Gen X like classic wrestling fans, like the ones who have just like stuck through it and watched everything, fucking hate him. They're like, this piece of shit is ruining the sport. When in reality, he's like the coolest, most different thing that they have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's normal reaction for anyone who's doing something completely different. Just, polarizing people out there, and it's great.
Agreed.
I love it.
Wardlow won this. Wardlow had to win this, right?
I've been into the Wardlow doing the powerbomb thing every week. I think it's funny.
Yeah. And it was like story-wise.
Yeah, no, for sure. I thought Keith Lee could take it just because they're pushing him, but I also noticed with AEW, they always seem to put over their guys eventually, like more so than the WWE guys. They really do.
Really love that. I was honest, like that's why I was kind of scared of the Keith Lee win, just because like it seems like new guy comes in, demolishes everybody,
right?
And it just you can't do that over and over again. And they've really learned, and the main event really showed that.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Next match. Jade Cargill versus Ty Conti, baby. Come on now.
That was a wild match.
Dude, Jade is money.
What did you have? Did you have impressions of Jade, Cargill, Steve coming out to the dude just playing live, just shredding live?
Oh, what's that guy's name? He's got a nickname.
Kingfish, yeah.
Yeah. He's one of those dudes. So like, the algorithm sort of reads like when you're in Instagram, like what is this guy like? What is he into?
Right.
And there's always videos of that dude shredding. And so that's how I discovered him. And I was like, this motherfucker just rips,
Yeah.
And so seeing him in a wrestling event, I was just like, oh shit.
And dude, those musical appearances on these shows almost never go well.
No.
Like something's off sync, somebody fucks it up, and he was dynamite.
Yeah, he was ripping.
And like it sort of reminds me of like what Marty Friedman does. Like he just did this thing where he was like just ripping leads for, I don't know, like hours during like a marathon, like a runner's marathon in Tokyo. And there was footage of it. I don't know if you guys saw that, but
yeah,
that's your boy, right, Jordan?
Marty Friedman also like Steve also like Marty Friedman is my favorite guitar player ever. Maybe like he's the best shred guy.
He's good. He's quite the shredder.
I love his wonky picking arm. It's the best. And I have actually seen Marty Friedman do exactly what we're talking about right here. Like he's been the Kingfish for a wrestling entrance. He shredded Tanahashi to the ring for Wrestle Kingdom.
And there's nothing cooler than that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's like prestigious.
I don't even think he was playing like
who fucking cares, dude?
Like Tanahashi saw it literally didn't matter.
Dude, I will fart on any snare drum for Tanahashi.
100%.
Anyway,
the two best
of
haircuts I've ever seen just walking down.
Hey, did you think that was a botch at the end of that match? That powerbomb?
Oh, to Ricky Starks?
Ooh. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It looked like they both forgot that other ladder was there.
Yeah.
Something was wrong.
But I think he was okay.
Yeah.
If anything, it just looked
was there. Weird. I mean, like when the I just saw a body kind of stop like halfway in the I'm like, what just happened? I'm like, this shit freeze? What's going on?
He powerbombed him on the ropes? What?
It looked fucking gnarly, but it made for a cool finish.
Did you have impressions of these big guys, Steve, like Wardlow and Keith Lee or whatever?
So are we talking the previous match from?
The ladder.
The ladder.
Just going back to the ladder real quick.
Okay. Oh wait. The big bruiser dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And that's right. Lee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like a sort of like a mutated junkyard dog in a way.
Yeah. Just tossing people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tossing them a little too far, maybe.
Through Orange Cassidy so far.
Too far.
That looked
I hated that. I sat there like this.
Too far.
Too far.
I remember that now.
Yeah. Gnarly. All right.
Orange got some crazy spots in that.
He did, dude.
Yeah, he did.
He went balls down first on that ladder and just kept going, oh no. No. And I like that.
No.
I don't know if you've seen, there was like this game show that I think DMX was on, which is insane.
Hell yeah.
And he's like bungee jumping out of a car, and the car hits. This is so stupid. He jumps out of the car and is like, it's like a stunt game show where it's like, oh, can the celebrity do the stunt?
Yeah.
And he slams back into the rocks that the car crashed into. And the announcer of the show says exactly what Orange Cassidy did. He goes, oh no. And DMX is swinging like this. out cold on a bunch of court. Anyway, Jade Cargill versus Ty Conti.
Yeah.
This is my favorite Jade match.
It was good. Yeah.
She kicked
I
ass.
mean,
Dude.
yeah, I mean, it definitely she had to work the hardest. I feel like in this one about all the matches I've seen her in. I thought Ty gave it to her.
You are correct, Adam. She
Yeah.
really did. She was like, "All right, I'm gonna lose. I'm just gonna try to kick your ass."
Yeah, there's a lot of smooching going on.
God, why not me? Jade just looked like a $1 billion cash.
She looks like a star for sure.
It's crazy, man.
Steve,
yeah.
you were talking about that money jacket.
Oh, the money jacket. Oh, man. I want one of those things. I want it just to set on fire, actually. Or like recreate the cover of Wish You Were Here wearing that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jade, like
her hair is money.
Her hair's green like money. It's true. Are you familiar with the origin of that, Steven?
I'm not, no.
So green in wrestling means new or inexperienced.
Oh.
So somebody said that about her, and she said, "Yeah, I'm green like money." And then she just ran with the green thing, and she's a genius.
She's like a brand new wrestler. She's very new, but the company's getting behind her because she has just a pretty undeniable look. Like she looks very impressive, and her charisma is off the charts.
There are no charts to measure her.
Yeah, she's like a Marvel character in a
superhero
wrestling ring. It's great.
She should be Storm whenever they bring back X-Men.
Honestly, just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
I'll PayPal whoever I got to. Whatever casting director's pockets I got to get into. Just let me know. But yeah, Jade won. She had to win. She ain't that reign ain't coming to an end.
I wonder who's gonna dethrone her. I thought Ruby Soho, if anybody, but I wonder who's.
I hope it never happens. I hope she never in her life loses a match. Because the undefeated guys, Goldberg, whoever, Rusev, they eventually get beat and the luster's gone.
Yeah.
And
right. Maybe maybe
you never lose the luster if you never lose. Something to think about. All right. Up next was this beautiful spectacle in CM Punk versus MJF in the dog collar match.
It was an amazing match. Loved it. Loved the pacing of it. Loved how slow it was. I thought the pacing especially articulated the suffering and pain of the match. I thought they both sold it great. You know.
You were not much of a Ring of Honor guy, right, Adam?
No, but I've read about his intro today because I work with an AFI fan, so I told him this morning that Punk came out to an AFI song, so I was kind of reading up on that a little bit. That's his old Ring of Honor song.
I work with an AFI fan, I swear to God.
Punk came out to AFI last night.
So that was like his exact Ring of Honor entrance and gear from that era. So like the 2003 dog collar match with Raven, he just did that.
Okay.
And he pulled out the same. So did you watch? I think it was on Rampage a couple days before where he cut the Earth Crisis Slither promo.
Yes.
How funny is that? Yeah. This man quoted Slither on TNT.
I saw that. I was trying to see why they were trending together. I'm like, what the hell's going on right now? I'm like, oh shit.
That's a brave man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good promo too.
It was. He did. That's the second time he's cut it. So
why Slither? I mean, I'm kind of I'm like a Slither's not that bad. Everybody, we need to chill out.
Like it is, but
also calm down.
But that the hook that he is quoting is like, you can be like, this record sucks. That hook is insane.
Yep.
Because it's insane. But aside from that, I'm not going to sit here and defend Slither. Destroy the Machines all day, but
oh yeah,
so good.
We're grown men.
Steve, what did you like? What did you think of the dog collar match?
Well, first things first. I'm more of a Gamora Seasons Ends guy myself.
Are you?
It got dark in that.
That's crazy.
You know?
That's interesting. As a riffsman, that you wouldn't be drawn to Destroy the Machines, because it's like I feel like every other like hard riff ever written is like on there. like every other.
Oh yeah, I mean that record's great too, but there's something just dark and fucked up about Gamora's Seasons Ends.
It's true.
That's sort of like if I'm in the mood to listen to Earth Crisis, that's the one I.
That's what you're putting on. I put on Deliverance.
Oh, okay.
That's good shit.
Yeah.
Earth Crisis aside, yeah, as you guys were saying, the pacing of this was just art.
Yeah.
It was
I almost felt like when MJ grabbed the mic and was demanding for a submission, it was during a moment where maybe he was sort of realizing like, oh, this dude might actually be fucked up from the amount of blood that he's losing right now. I'm going to throw him a bone right now, and I'm just going to slow the pace of this on the mic. But I actually was thinking, I was like, with someone as good as MJ is on the mic, like, I think that should be a feature more in matches in general. Just like, stop the fucking show, grab the mic, and fucking spit some moves.
I mean, it's always a special event.
Works. I think it worked great.
But how you can't overextend that, because then it won't work. The less you do it, the more effective it'll be. Yeah, I mean, half of wrestling is talking. And nobody's better at talking right now than MJF is. So it made sense.
World class.
World class
trash talker. Yeah, world class.
He could have held up against Flair, Dusty, any of those guys.
I agree. I mean, the promo he cut in Boston when I was here, I have it on my phone. I play it to my friends all the time. It's one of the best anti-Boston promos I've ever heard in my life.
It's so good that you couldn't be mad at it.
Oh, I loved it. I mean, he's like, let me do an impression of all of your mothers. Hada, MJ, hada.
He's a genius.
It's so good.
It's masterful,
Are you guys
ravishing Rick Rude vibes in there for sure?
Big time. I'm gonna ask a stupid question now, okay? Because it's like the answer's yes, whether you say yes or not. You guys Dunkin' guys or what?
Oh, fucking Donkey's Junkie?
Donkey's Junkies, baby.
Yeah.
Fucking 7 sugars.
I'm like the mayor of Dunkin' right here.
Look at this right here.
I got a coupon right on the app.
I've had plenty of donkeys in my life. I can't say that I have it too often these days, but it's like an emergency, smash glass when needed,
The donkey alarm?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let me get a large 2 parliaments. Cooler. All right.
Can I get a fucking large regular, fucking taller?
Large
Tell them how much you like the
vanilla nut
taps.
That was I showed Sean Martin that for the first time, and I think every day for about an hour for the next 2 weeks we would just sit and watch it over and over again. So that brings me joy. Anyway, perfect match.
It was great. Listen, I'm a CM Punk guy. I might be the only hard AFI guy on the show right now.
I'm a big time.
Okay.
Just to get it out there, just to put it out there, guys.
Put it out. I love.
I don't. I've seen them play a bunch, and I thought they're always great every time I saw them. I've never really listened to their records, but I saw them play a few times.
I feel like they are accidentally the best successor to Danzig because Davey Havoc is unable to sound like Danzig because of what his voice is. So they're the band.
Even when he tries to do an exact copy, it
is
3 octaves higher. So it's not at all the same.
So they are naturally they can't be a copy, and so they have to do something different with horror punk. So I love it. I'm a big Sing the Sorrow guy. When I initially saw the entrance, I didn't get it. I was confused. I'm ready for Cult of Personality. I'm ready to hear the Vernon Reid guitar solo. That's what I'm ready for. So because I've never seen a Ring of Honor. So this entrance was confusing to me at first.
This wasn't for you. This was for me.
Right.
And for me, I was sitting here goosebumped out of my fucking mind, dude, bursting out of my pants here. single tear strolling down. Just I was feeling on top of the world.
It definitely. Here's with context. I understood it. Finding out, like, at first I thought it was. I was worried because I was like, I get worried about like wrestling references, like referencing a thing that when a wrestler like references a thing that happened like 20 years ago that I've never seen. I'm like, well, I'm just not a part of whatever you're doing. And I was worried it was just like I gotta go back in time to 2003 when I was dope or whatever, and that was the inciting incident for the entrance. But knowing that that's the outfit he wore for his last dog collar match gives it context, and hearing him talk about getting to pay a reference to himself a while, like it's almost that it's almost like a version of like visual therapy, connecting with his younger self, and like it's sort of a little bit of healing between, because I think that any person that like looks back far enough, you're like, that's maybe not my favorite years. So I think
about eating fucking dessert yesterday, and I'm like, fuck.
Shouldn't have done that. Yeah.
I ain't paying tribute to that guy,
So hearing him talk about that and hearing him get genuinely choked up that he gets to come out and, make this reference, even though he's like wearing shorts that make him look like Adam Sandler in a TMZ photo, like
fucking ice cream cone, parka, and the biggest basketball shorts you've ever seen,
and the biggest, goofiest basketball shorts I've ever seen,
and a jar of pickles for some reason.
Right, hearing like it makes all of that make total sense, and that's like the good version of nostalgia. It's like the Jackass Forever. It's not just like another like Marvel thing or whatever, which I appreciate. I think there's healthy nostalgia, and this is it.
Anything else?
I thought it was cool.
Right.
I wish I knew more about it, but I also feel like, and I saw that post interview where he seems very happy to be back just wrestling. That's what I got from it. I think he's happy to be doing it again and not doing it in a way that feels corrupted or distorted in any way. He's doing it the way he wants to be doing it. So that's nice to see,
He like cried every question.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I can't believe I'm doing this again. He was like, I was gone for 7 years. It
was his whole life, and then it wasn't,
Yeah.
And I'm sure for a while he was like, this is pretty sick. My body doesn't hurt. And then you realize this is the thing I liked my whole life. So happy for the guy.
I think it's really special when you watch, because I feel like all of us as like artists, there comes a time where you feel like you step away from something, or you leave it and come back to it later, and you always hope it feels like it. You always hope you feel like the way that CM Punk feels when he talks about wrestling, like returning to it, and it feels, I don't know, it's hopeful to see that, like someone that just loves their art form so much and is literally gonna do everything to cherish all of it now that he's like back doing it. It fucking rocks. I love it.
Agreed.
I think he's probably the biggest transformation, like, I mean, both of those guys are pretty fresh faced when they walked into the ring, but like he was like completely, what is it, the Crimson Mask, like, house.
He was bleeding for two.
Me, it looked like smashing it into the steel stairs, and but then somehow at the end of the match, like he was still mouthing along to Cult of Personality, so you're like, okay, this obviously he looks like he's been through the ringer, massive transformation, but he's still got his wits. And yeah, kind of like what you were saying, just, old timers that sort of rediscover their love for something, and just own it and really like put on a great show. There's, I don't know, in any art form, there's nothing like it.
Yeah,
You're
it's
damn right.
it's a special moment because it's I don't know, it makes you just love it. Watching someone love what they do when it's in a creative field makes me excited to participate in my field. So it rocks.
Agreed. We got a couple matches. Let's blow through.
Yeah, let's blow through
this one. This was the women's championship. New
That was a
belt.
really good match. I thought it was a great match. I mean, Thunder Rosa tears it up, man. You know,
I wanted this to be her coronation. I was ready. I was ready for this to be her night.
I was ready too. It seems like I mean, in this this feud has been going on for a while.
Forever, dude.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna blow off in a cage.
I hope so.
Gotta.
Yeah.
I think so they had their first match at the St. Patrick's Day show, and it was what most people called like the first great AEW women's match.
That match was incredible.
The anniversary is in a week. They're saving I 100% think that they are saving the coronation to do it so it's a year after that match.
So it's like after a year, she's done it.
I think they're doing it for that. I think it felt weird for her not to win because they had to every shenanigan. It's
got to be in a cage. That's how you do it. You keep everybody out.
Yeah, because there's so many people interfering for sure.
Also, I gotta listen. I have to support members of the face paint community. I gotta back them.
I gotta support Jamie Hayter for no particular reason.
Listen, she's a mean. We love a mean Brit on this show. Just like a mean British lady.
I pulled up her Twitter and just found a picture of her and just showed it to my wife yesterday, just to be like, "Hey, check it out." And even she was like, "Jamie Hayter's doing great." Up next is Jon Moxley versus Bryan Danielson.
I love that match.
This is all I want in wrestling.
I mean, slobber knocker, and Daniel Bryan when he looks like he's trying to kick your head off when he's kicking you in the face.
He was, dude. He hit Skull like 3-4 times.
Oh Jesus,
Steve. Speaking of hard, just ass beaters. What did you think of this?
The boots. The boots is just off the charts. Yeah, honestly, that was probably my favorite part. I don't think I've ever seen anyone really get kicked in the head that hard in a wrestling event in a long time.
It was so sick.
These are two completely opposite human beings whose personalities converge at the love of just beating the shit out of another person. They love to fucking beat the fuck out of each other, and it was wonderful. I will say the weakness of this show.
Don't even start with me. What is it?
Is the crowd? The crowd got really I felt like after the ladder match, except for the big story moments, they got really exhausted.
Dude, I wasn't even paying attention. I was so invested into this, I wasn't even paying attention to that.
It was late though. It was a late show.
It was starting at 8:00, and by the time the main event comes around, it's 11-ish or something.
Yeah,
totally.
It might have been. I think the show ended at midnight, which is just there's no reason.
That's a long night.
Yeah.
It's super long. I just couldn't believe it. I think it was the quietest I had. I was shocked because it was, I think the quietest I had heard an AEW crowd. So I was thrown off a little bit.
Yeah,
I was what?
Orlando, it's a very tired place.
it's
very
asleep.
tired.
Yeah.
So
I appreciate though Daniel Bryan, man. He's put on so many amazing matches since going to AEW. I mean, he can wrestle anybody, and it's a masterpiece.
He's 2021. He was the wrestler of the year. No contest.
And I also like that William Regal ending too. I like.
Woo!
I thought it was great.
Dude, I was sitting there just going, "Fuck yeah!"
I lost my mind. Steve, did you like when their dad came out and was like, "All right, you're both in timeout"? We lost Adam again. Oh no, but whatever. Steve, go.
Yeah. There's like sort of like old timey boss man kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Like kingpin kind of thing going on. Yeah, it was great. It's a great way to end it. I think for such a brutal match, having some sort of like softness at the end, some sort of that like the two opponents being forced to shake hands
and form will now be the coolest team of all time.
Yeah, that's pretty badass.
I know what's to come, right?
Oh my god,
I'm
so into this story.
Only stepping on people's heads. That's the matches.
Sounds perfect. and knowing that like this like I love this a little bit more because knowing that Bryan Danielson or Jon Moxley's dream was to do like a tag team championship run with Brody Lee before he passed away. So this is him getting to live out that with the best wrestler ever. Managed by the other best wrestler ever. So
Bryan, like Steve, going forward, like Bryan Danielson he's allergic to having a bad match. He can't do it. He's so exciting every time.
I would almost want to see a rematch of that where both wrestlers have their arms duct taped so they can only use their feet.
Kick each other.
Oh my god. I do actually. Now I do want that. I want that shit. Hell yeah.
That'd be fun.
Let's go to the tag. This tag woke the crowd up though.
That was insane.
It was insane, man. God. And when it was starting, I was like,
we have 2 more matches.
I know. I was like, oh man, it's a long night.
But then it was immediately it was chaos, but like in the perfect way.
Yeah.
Sting is insane.
Oh, I love Sting, man. As soon as he came out, that's what woke me up. Sting came out. Woo! I was like, I'm awake. Here we go.
Straight up, dude. Darby did something crazy, as he does. Sammy legit scared me.
That Spanish fly he did off the scaffold was insane.
I was scared.
Yeah, not breaking the tables is worse than breaking the tables.
You can't protect that. You might as well be set on fire.
When I in the table spot that I did, I bought the wrong table. When we did the Every Time I Lie with Andy Williams, I bought the wrong table to be chokeslammed through. He was like, you can't. He's like, we bought a plastic one that was just gonna like collapse when anything touched it. And he was like, okay, well now nothing's breaking your fall. I'm just throwing you on the ground. And I was like, all right, well, we'll do. All right, we got one take. And sucked.
This was worse than that.
Yeah.
And he did it from 1,000 feet in the air.
Yeah.
That kid's fearless, man.
He's a sick fuck, man.
You know what? I was watching Andy Williams and his partner like set up tables in that chaos.
Dude, that was the coolest.
They're like, left to left, left to right. All right,
I felt so good. I was like, man, these boys are just getting roughed up by Sting right now. What's cooler than that?
Yeah, it's so good. I'm sure they're all pumped, you know?
For sure, dude. And like they're the 2 sweetest people to maybe ever walk the earth. I'm sure we've all had an experience with Andy where we walk away just going, what a guy.
Yeah, exactly.
That son of a bitch is a sweet fella. And here he is getting roughed up by Sting. And he's going back there like, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It was beautiful. Colin and I have talked many times that Andrade is like a secret match pace weapon. Like that guy, when any match he's in, he knows exactly when to slow it down and for the exact amount of time and then ramp it back up. He's a magician.
Artist. He's the fucking Da Vinci of wrestling.
It's interesting you say that because you're correct, and I guess that's never really been pointed out to me because I feel like he hasn't even reached his full potential yet.
No.
And it's funny watching him wrestle littler guys. It's like, man, well, he should be doing a lot of stuff with like littler guys because it's crazy what that match last night. But yeah, I don't feel like we haven't even seen the surface of what he can do yet. I mean, he was like rotting in WWE forever.
We got a glimpse of in that 3-way on Rampage the other day. That was a pay-per-view caliber match.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't seen that, holy shit!
Here's the thing:
that match he had with Cody Rhodes a while back was crazy.
Yeah.
And you are right, Adam, that we have not seen his full potential, but literally every single match that he has had in the promotion exceeded expectation. And that also was him in WWE too. He has the only modern day 5-star match from WWE. He had the first one since 1996.
Is that him,
Johnny Gargano?
Him and Gargano, yeah.
I'm sure
Gargano is he's just unstoppable, and he's never the focal point of like why the match is good. But it's one of those things where it's like all of these rock because it's him, and I feel like he gets kind of pushed aside a little bit.
He's the Okada in the Kenny equation, where you talk about Kenny being this like greatest of all time match guy, and they're all against Okada because it takes that magical partner to make magic happen.
Absolutely.
But yeah, this rocked. The ending was fucking insane. The coffin drop on Matt Hardy like sat up to the side when he took it, and like took it to like one rib.
It's that. Yeah.
Took it to the shoulder blade.
It made me sick.
He moves in weird ways. He looks pretty like he's been glued back together. I feel bad for him.
Yeah, he has. He has literally been glued back together.
You know what I mean? He's like moving like he's got glue in him. You know?
He's not in WWE anymore. He doesn't have to wear those pants.
Yeah,
he does not have to wear trip pants anymore.
I love whatever he does. I think he's hilarious.
I love him.
His brother was gonna pop up last night. I thought his brother was gonna. I thought he was gonna come out like take Sting out or something.
But that's like he's an instant babyface, whatever he does. So
yeah,
they're saving that for when Matt like turns or does something. Because
Jeff
is like the most likable. He is like he could end war. I feel
like everybody agrees on Jeff.
Send Jeff Hardy out to Russia and see what the fuck happens.
Yeah,
because it'll be over the next day.
And I like Matt moves very hilariously, and the pants are funny. But I'm not taking anything away from him. Broken Matt Hardy is one of my favorite things of all time. I love that shit.
It was a game changer of modern wrestling.
Yeah.
The whole
empty arena Cassidy without Broken Matt Hardy.
Dude, the pandemic shit would not have been what it was without Broken Matt Hardy.
You're right. Yeah.
That was like a snowball effect of like, okay, we can do this without a crowd.
Because Matt has done it. Yeah. Like Matt's a genius. He's like, what if I'm the wrestler, but it's more.
Yeah.
It's great.
We're over time, but let's just talk about this main event real quick.
Yeah.
Adam Page versus Adam Cole.
What'd you think?
I mean,
oh, sorry.
Again, I love both of them. I think they're both great wrestlers. I was happy to see that, the WWE guy didn't go. WWE guy put the other guy over. I think it's great to see Adam Cole in a pay-per-view main event because he deserves it. I think he's long overdue because he carried NXT for years. And the match was exceptional. I mean, those guys went for it. You saw their finishers, like 4 times each?
Yeah, it was so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adam, that's a solid take on the Adams.
This was this to me cemented Hangman as the best AEW champion yet.
I agree.
Wow.
He's 4 for 4.
You know what I was going to ask you guys about this match? Did you hear JR when he said, is that a new AEW belt? And like, no, it just has new shine on it. Did it look new to you? It looked different to me.
No, I feel like he might have just polished it for the pay-per-view.
Okay.
Good for him. He's
also, he might have just like, I don't think they tell him stuff. Because I think he likes to be surprised and to be like, my God. So he saw the new women's belt and was like, okay, that I've never seen that before. I'm pretty sure that's new. And then he saw the men's one, and he was like, "Fuck, what if better say something." Man, I love this match.
What'd you think, Steve?
I thought it was good. I mean, I was a little spent by the end. I was just so taken by the previous match.
Right.
Not to go back to it, but I think Adam made a point of like saying while that match was happening, it's like all these guys are just sitting around for hours, and then they finally get released, and it's like even the cameramen are like, "Where the fuck are we going? Who are we doing right now?"
Yeah.
But I thought it ended well, honestly. I thought it was, a good way to just wrap up the whole thing. But again, yeah, I was a little spent by then.
Yeah, for sure.
It was late, past my bedtime.
I could see like you're not watching the week to week product, so you're like two guys are wrestling for this thing, and
they are both named Adam.
Cool.
They're.
But this build, it was really cool because that Hangman got his flowers here, while Adam Cole also got his main event. Because like Hangman he's never in the beginning of the show, he's never opening. He's always at the top of the hour of the second hour. So sometimes like the world title kind of feels secondary in these shows sometimes. So it felt really nice for him to be that, and Kitty loved it too, as we can see.
Yeah.
For him to really feel like the most important part of the show and get his big win over, it was like AEW beat NXT, one last time.
But I thought like NXT, I thought Adam Cole, I mean, he was amazing in that match. Like he's been in the main event for a long time, man.
He's got it, man.
Yeah.
Adam, there's a reason he's so fucking over. He's amazing. His face, dude. His face tells the story as much as his body does. It's crazy.
Yeah.
He does the best late kick out.
Yeah, like
he has the best that face, for sure. Also, shout out to Hangman Page's like trans flag fringe gear.
Yeah.
That shit rocked.
Yeah, I thought that was very cool
as hell.
Just an English teacher from Virginia fighting for trans rights in the ways that he can on TV. It's beautiful.
As a cowboy.
Just a cowboy.
Also, what was I going to say? I also thought, I don't know, did you hear the crowd for Adam? I thought the crowd was more for Adam Cole, though, I thought. Did you hear that?
Yeah, they had the dueling chants, which I thought was lovely.
Let's go, Adam. Adam sucks.
Yeah, let's go, Adam. Adam sucks.
Now, Adam, as an Adam, how did that grab you?
That's how I feel every day. Let's go, Adam. Adam sucks. That's the truth, So I was just I thought it was a great match. But for me, I'm just happy to see Adam Cole in the main event. That was me for watching him on NXT for the past 2 years. So
I feel the same, and I'm equally as relieved to have seen Hangman get the big win here
for sure, and keep the belt for a while. I want to see him be a champ for a bit. I don't want to be a quick thing.
His match quality has just been bananas.
He's batting a million, dude.
Dude, I would say that because the crowd was, as Steve said, it's past people's bedtimes. The crowd came alive for this match. There were boos for the finisher still, like because he did Adam's finisher, and the crowd didn't like it.
Right.
Yeah. He didn't like that he did Adam Cole's. I
love that.
I like when people steal finishers too.
I think it's
like, all right, this move works. I've been hit by it, and it fucking hurts, so I'm gonna hit you with it.
It's a bad guy move, so I get why they were they maybe weren't into it. Gotcha. But
he can't do the Marty Scurll stuff anymore. So what he's got to take Adam Cole.
Yeah, I loved it. This is my favorite world title match that they've had. I think it's the best. I've
pay-per-view one. Totally agree.
It was I was tired, and they really got me back in when Hangman did a fucking backflip moonsault carrying a whole man in his arms.
That was wild.
That's the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
the fucking dead eye to the table outside. This match had everything.
Oh yeah,
this
I mean, there's like
match-
15 Panama sunrises.
Straight up. One
I was trying to-
outside.
I was trying to
Holy
make Steve
fuck.
understand that move. I was like, Steve, if we had that move, we would call it the Methuen sunrise, but he has the Panama sunrise.
Yeah. Methuen sunrise.
Geography joke.
Big
Yeah, you
Burger
had to
King.
be there. All right. That's it for the show, guys. We did it.
Thank you so
That's
much.
it for Revolution. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching, so we could talk about it.
Steve,
you
are
so
you
much for having
curious to watch more AEW after this, or how?
I
Like,
would love that. I got a Bleacher Report account now. I'm ready to go.
yeah.
We'll talk to you guys after the next pay-per-view.
That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Just change your pass. I'll remind you to change your password the day.
Yes.
Everybody, it's important. Every viewers out there, you gotta change your password.
I won't need to because I just had the best time with this app.
No, for
They're
sure.
making
but-
Steve choose his favorite teams. Like, what teams does he like? What sports does he like? He's like, I just want to watch the pay-per-view.
Oh, dude, that was so fucking punishing when I signed up. I don't have a team. I just love the game. You know.
Yeah, my favorite team, The Last Dance documentary.
Oh God, what a fucking work of art that is, huh?
It sure is.
I need a sequel. I need a sequel of the Michael Jordan just talking about the response to the Last Dance.
Yeah.
Just watching people watching the Last Dance. Like,
Yeah.
I took this
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
They didn't like me saying, and I took that personally, and I
and I
took that personally.
All right, thank you
Folks.
guys. That was wonderful.
Thank you very much.